Imagine the sound of thunder rolling over the crowded rooftops of Mumbai, a city alive with color and chaos, dreams and desperation. The monsoon rains have just begun, washing the dust from the streets and bringing a rare freshness to the air. In the heart of this city, in a place where fortunes can shift in the blink of an eye, two lives are about to intersect, one of privilege, one of struggle, and both are about to discover that sometimes the smallest act of kindness can change the course of everything. It all begins in a grand hotel lobby, marble floors gleaming under crystal chandeliers, the sound of distant laughter echoing off the walls. At the center of this world sits Rajiv Malhotra, a man who has never wanted for anything. His suit is tailored, his shoes polished, his phone buzzing with the latest updates from his network of powerful friends. But beneath the surface, Rajiv is restless. Success has lost its flavor, and he finds himself searching for something real, something that money cannot buy. On this particular afternoon, Rajiv is waiting for a business associate, idly scrolling through messages, when a faint melody drifts to his ears. It is the haunting refrain of an old Hindi song, sung softly by a woman as she sweeps the marble floor. Her voice is gentle but true, carrying the weight of memory and longing. For a moment, Rajiv is transported. He can almost see his mother singing that same song in their home, years before ambition swept him away. Intrigued, he looks up and sees her, the cleaning woman. Her sari is faded, her hands rough from years of work, but her eyes are steady and kind. She hums as she works, a private world hidden within the clamor of the hotel. Rajiv's curiosity overcomes him. He approaches, smiling politely. "Excuse me," he says, "what is that song you're singing?" The woman looks startled, as if she's not used to being noticed, especially by someone like him. She hesitates, then answers in halting English. "Old movie song, sir. My mother used to sing it." Rajiv nods, listening. The lyrics are in Hindi, a language he understands only in fragments. The words stir something deep within him, a longing for connection, for meaning. He turns to her, suddenly desperate to know what the song means. "I'll give you all my money if you translate this," he jokes, laughing. It's a careless offer, meant to be lighthearted, but there's a flicker of hope in the woman's eyes, a hope that catches Rajiv off guard. But she doesn't laugh. Instead, she looks at him with quiet dignity and says softly, "Some things are not for sale, sir." For a moment, time seems to stand still. The laughter in the lobby fades. Rajiv is struck by her words, their simple truth. He realizes that in his world, everything has a price, but in hers, there are things that remain sacred. Love, memory, dignity. He feels a strange shame, and then, unexpectedly, respect. He apologizes, but the woman only smiles, her eyes gentle. "The song is about hope," she says, her voice barely above a whisper. "It's about believing that even in the darkest times there is light, that the heart can survive anything if it holds on to love." Rajiv is silent. The words settle in his chest, heavy and warm. He thanks her, and she returns to her work, humming softly. But for Rajiv, something has shifted. A door has opened, and he is no longer the man he was. That evening, as the city is swallowed by night, Rajiv finds himself wandering through the streets, drawn by the pulse of Mumbai. He sees people gathered around televisions, watching the latest episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the show that has captured the nation's imagination. There is laughter, tension, hope. For the first time, Rajiv wonders what it must be like to risk everything for a dream. The next day, he returns to the hotel. He looks for the cleaning woman, wanting to thank her, but she is nowhere to be found. He asks the manager, who shrugs. She comes and goes, quiet woman, always singing. Days pass. Rajiv can't forget her. He finds himself listening for that song everywhere. The metro, the market, the radio in his car. It's as if the melody is following him, a reminder that life is more than deals and deadlines. One afternoon, as rain pours down in silver sheets, Rajiv sees her again, this time in an alley behind the hotel, sharing her lunch with a stray dog. She looks up, surprised to see him. He approaches, umbrella in hand, and sits beside her on the damp steps. They talk. She tells him about her life, her son who studies at night, her dreams for his future, her memories of the village she left behind. There is hardship in her story, but also resilience, and a kind of hope that Rajiv has never known. Moved by her strength, Rajiv offers her a better job, a chance to work in his office. She hesitates, uncertain. "I have always cleaned," she says. "I don't know anything else." He smiles. "You know how to survive. You know how to sing. That's more than most people." With gentle encouragement, he helps her transition into a new role, first as an office assistant, then as a valued member of his team. It's not easy. She struggles with computers, with the pace of the office, with the stares of those who see only her sari and her calloused hands. But she learns. And over time, she flourishes. Rajiv, too, changes. He begins to see his employees not as cogs in a machine, but as people with stories, dreams, fears. He starts a scholarship fund for the children of his staff. He volunteers at a local school. The world, once so narrow, opens up before him. The cleaning woman's son, inspired by his mother's courage, excels in his studies. Years later, he wins a scholarship to university, the first in his family to do so. On the day of his graduation, he stands before a crowd, his mother in the front row, tears streaming down her face. He speaks of hope, of the power of kindness, of the song that carried them through the hardest times. The melody lingers, echoing across the years. And yet the story does not end there. One evening, as Rajiv is leaving his office, he finds a small envelope on his desk. Inside is a note, written in careful handwriting. "Thank you for seeing me, not just as a cleaner but as a person. You once said you'd give me all your money if I translated a song, but what you gave me was worth more than money. You gave me dignity. You gave my son a future. That is the true translation of hope." Rajiv reads the note, emotion rising in his chest. He realizes that the greatest fortunes are not measured in rupees or dollars, but in the lives we touch, the kindness we show, the hope we share. The city outside is alive with possibility. The rains have stopped, and the sky is clear. Rajiv steps into the night, the melody of that old song playing softly in his mind, a reminder that even in the busiest, brightest corners of the world, a single act of compassion can change everything. As months turn into years, stories like these ripple out across Mumbai. Inspired by Rajiv's transformation, other business leaders begin to look at their own staffs with new eyes. Programs are launched to support working mothers, to provide education for the children of low-income families, to offer second chances for those who have been overlooked for too long. The cleaning woman, her name is Anjali, becomes a quiet symbol of hope in the community. She continues to sing, her voice now echoing in the halls of the office, lifting the spirits of everyone who hears her. Her son, Arjun, volunteers on weekends, teaching younger children to read. Their story spreads, whispered from one family to the next, a testament to the power of empathy. And yet, beneath all the headlines and accolades, the real change happens in the small, everyday moments. The shared cup of chai, the word of encouragement, the smile that says, "I see you, you matter." One day, a young intern approaches Anjali, nervous and unsure. She is struggling to fit in, to find her place. Anjali smiles, offers her a seat, and listens. She tells her the story of the song, of the day a millionaire laughed and a cleaning woman dared to speak her truth. The intern wipes her eyes, inspired. She returns to her work with renewed confidence, carrying Anjali's story in her heart. In time, the world outside the office begins to change as well. The buzz around "Who Wants to Be a Millionaire" continues. But now, when people discuss the show, they speak not just of money and prizes, but of the courage it takes to dream. The lessons of Slumdog Millionaire, the film that captivated audiences around the world, find new life in the streets of Mumbai. The movie, celebrated for its storytelling and its portrayal of hope amid adversity, continues to inspire conversations about destiny, love, and the possibility of rising above one's circumstances. Years after its release, as audiences revisit the film, They remember the scene where a wealthy man offers a cleaning woman all his money for a simple translation. They remember her quiet refusal, her dignity, her strength. The moment becomes more than a plot point. It becomes a symbol of the things that truly matter. In living rooms and classrooms, families discuss what it means to value another person, not for what they can give, but for who they are. Teachers use the story to spark conversations about empathy, about the invisible struggles that so many people carry. And in the corridors of the Grand Hotel where it all began, a new generation of workers moves quietly through the halls, singing songs of hope, their voices a soft chorus in the busy city. Rajiv, now older, sits in his office, watching the world change around him. He is no longer restless. He has found meaning, not in wealth, but in connection. He knows that the true measure of a life is not in the money we spend, but in the hearts we touch. He keeps Anjali's note on his desk, a reminder that humility and kindness are the greatest gifts we can offer. Sometimes when the city is quiet and the rains have yet to fall, he hears her voice in his memory, singing of hope, of love that endures, of light that never fades. And he smiles, grateful for the day a cleaning woman taught him the truth, that the richest people are not those with the most money, but those with the most heart. If this story touched you, take a moment to reflect. When was the last time you looked beyond someone's role and saw their humanity? What small act of kindness might change a life, even your own? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Tell us about a time when someone's compassion made a difference for you, or when you offered hope to another. Your story might inspire someone else to see the world with new eyes. Remember, true wealth is found not in what we possess, but in what we give. Thank you for listening. Let the melody of hope carry you forward, and may you always find the courage to be kind.